Hey, IFBB Pro Johnnie O Jackson. I'm here at Destination getting ready to get a workout in. This week, guys, what I want to do is actually show you some of the mistakes that are made in the gym through, some of the exercises, and I want to correct it. I think it's really important that you guys connect, when you're training. And I know a lot of people watch myself and Branch Warner through the years and seeing us going nuts and going crazy, and it looks like chaos, but we really connect to the muscle that we're working, and we know how far to go, but how far you contract without dropping out of the contraction and relieving the muscle of the stress. And that's what it's all about. Time on the tension when it comes to training. If you want to build muscle, break muscle down, and so it builds up after recover. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is my favorite, and everybody should know this if you know me, the deadlift. One of the biggest mistakes people do with a deadlift is foot positions. They don't really know how to position their feet. Is it closed? Is it wide? Sumo, where it is, which is better, all this stuff. Well, I'm gonna tell you now, the most important thing is to find out where your body is the most comfortable. That position provides you with the most power to be efficient with what you're trying to do. This is one really quick trick that you can do before you set up the deadlift. And you just need a box, a bench, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be super high, just enough to where you can jump off of it. Just jump off. And where you land is where your body feels the most comfortable, the most solid. And so that's where you want to be when you perform the deadlift, or whether you squat, that's where you want your feet to be, okay? So, like I said, we're over here in the deadlift platform where I'm going to perform the deadlift. Of course, this is just a warm-up, but no matter if you're warming up all the way to the top set, you got to set up correctly. Start out light, set up correctly, get your body to know what you're doing, where you need to be, and as you build up in weight, it becomes easier and easier. Now that I know my foot position, I'll get into it. Boom, one down. Don't have to worry about it. I'm solid. I know I'm strong where I am. I'm not going anywhere, okay? The second thing with deadlift also is you grab the bar the same way you lift the bar. A lot of people, first thing they do, let me go get it. Let me go get the bar and bend over. What you need to do is, like I said, the way you perform a deadlift is the way you go grab the bar, So the bar up to your shins, touching your shins, not away, because you think about leverage, anything further away from your body, you make it harder. So you want it as close as possible to your body, and the bar will move, it'll roll and move as you ascend down to grab the bar. I like to grab the bar. My weakest hand was my left overhand, my strongest hand, which is my right underhand. I love that lock in. It's up to you. You can do double overhand. I don't recommend double underhand. My hands are going to be inches away from my shins or from my legs on either side. Further out, the weaker you are, the closer in, the stronger you are. Okay, so the same thing when grabbing a bar with your hands. So like I said, I'd like to stand here, put my chest up nice erect, because when I end up my deadlift, this is where I want to end up, straight up. So I start the way I want to finish. And I bend my knees. As you can see, I don't bend down and go for it. I bend my knees, grab over, under, inches away, chest up, head up, boom. One time. It should be one. I showed you the correct way, okay? This is another mistake people make when they're doing the deadlift and hurt their lower back. It creates such a bad situation for their body in doing this. The one is bending over, grabbing the bar, but the worst is once you have it, you lock your knees out first and then come up. So you'll see some amateurs ready to pull and they'll go straight leg, boom. You might as well do a straight leg deadlift if you're going to do that. So you want it one motion. Go down together, lock in, boom, all together. Okay guys, we're going to move on to the second exercise that I want to show, where people make some of the biggest mistakes, and as you can see these are exercises that actually can cause injury. But if you do them correctly and take your time and really learn and master them, they will bring you the best core strength and over body strength that any other exercise than can in the gym. So one of the big mistakes, now that we know about, setting your feet with where my feet need to be and where I feel comfortable and strong, now we need to talk about still actually doing the exercise. So one of the biggest mistakes in the squat is people get under and they're focused on the weight and all this kind of stuff. And, when they get ready to squat, first thing they do is bend their knees, and I know you have to bend your knees to squat, but that's one of the worst thing you do. When you bend your knees first, your knees go over your toes. I don't care who you are. That's just going to happen. All that pressure that you have up here is going to focus on your knees, and that's going to cause one of the worst experiences of your life eventually, I promise you. So what you want to do instead of that is you want to get under, focus on the hips, and if you need to, squeeze your glutes. Get up under, squeeze your glutes. So you're locked in tight. The first thing you want to do is unloosen your hips. So unloosen your hips and then straight down. It makes it so much easier. And see your balance. Just think, that's one of the hardest things to do. If you think about it, is bend over and not like, oh my God, almost, go one way or the other. It's hard not to. So, but when you practice it and know how to do it properly, so easy. Unlock those hips and straight down. And you're able to really get the depth that you're supposed to. Another thing that's important as you go down, especially when it gets heavy, you're going to want to bring your knees in, bow in. There's a lot of people that squat and let their knees bow in. Just think about it. That's just a collapse waiting to happen. So that's what you not want to do. You want to go down and make sure as you're ascending down, you're pushing your knees out to stay strong, and then pop back up. So that's the second thing that people do wrong is bow their knees in. You want to make sure you push your knees out while you're doing it. Keep you stable and keep you strong, okay? And then another thing is when you get complete depth. A lot of people, another big mistake is they feel pressure here, back up. They feel the pressure right here, back up. No, those are curtsies, I normally call them. We're bodybuilders, we're squatters, complete depth. You know what I mean? Your hips, you want your hips to break your knees, or be exactly parallel from knees to hips are good, but ultimately you want to drop right below, your knees. And that's a perfect squat in my book, okay? So let's get some weight on my back and let's demonstrate what I talked about. Okay, now that I grabbed the bar as well, there's one more thing that you have to concentrate on. So a lot of people put the bar on their back. As soon as they do this and lift it up, they go limp, So they just like let it go and let the bar just balance on their shoulders. You need to do a military press. You need to get under the bar, not grab outside, you need to grab the bar itself, and so you could lock your elbows a little bit in front of you and then push up so you're locked up. Mind you, we're doing squats for legs, but it's a full body workout. Nobody talks about this. It is a full body workout, not just legs. So you want to get up top, stay tight, almost a military press, help yourself through this, it'll help your form. Believe it or not, you'll feel stronger. You won't feel like the weight is caving you in or just like, pushing you down, which it is because of gravity and, the amount of weight that you have on the bar any amount of weight is just weight that's coming down on your body. So you want to help your body out, make it a little bit more comfortable, be able to breathe a little bit, because if the bar is down and just crushing you, then you're down like this, then you're holding your lungs or collapsing your lungs. So you want to open up and make sure you're getting that oxygen, down there to your legs so you can perform position, nice and tall, military press, hips first, push knees out, nice step, and up. Push out, nice step, and up, power up. It feels so good too. Normally, squat is like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. You do it correctly, you feel stronger after the fact. Okay guys, moving on. Here I think this is an important exercise to point out to where people make a lot of mistakes in the gym in doing this, because it's set up for you. It's a chest press, so you like sit down, get on, and go, you know, rip it out. That's good only if you know what you're doing. You got to connect, you know, to the chest. You're doing chest, not everything else. And you can actually get on this and build your shoulders instead of building your chest. You know, your chest becomes a secondary muscle in doing this if you don't know what you're doing. So what I'm talking about, one of the big mistakes people do doing this exercise is to get on it, like I said, and just rip at it. You know, I'm doing chest press and ripping at it. You know, that's not what you want to do. So once you get it up here, you want to get your back up against, nice and straight and erect, and you want to bring it back, but just until your elbows are in line with your body, and then press. When you're right from here to here is where you're keeping tension on that chest the whole time, and that's what this is all about. Building muscle is time under tension, keeping that muscle under tension as long as you possibly can, you know. And so when you're going back and you'll pass your body, you drop out and there's no tension on my chest at all. Right here there is, right here there isn't. So you want to avoid that last little dip here. You want to stay here, kind of like squat if you think about it. When you're doing squat, like I said, you want to dip down under your knees, your hips under your knees. Here you don't. You want your elbows in line with your body, keep that tension on, lock it out. Same thing. Keep that, so when you're here and you got that tension on, it's easier to keep squeezing and flexing. You know, back here, you miss it. You just go forward. You know, and you got shoulders, you got back involved, everything, and then you got enough power just to push it forward, you know, and not feel anything in your chest hardly at all, and get done and be like, man, I didn't even get a pump on that, you know. So if that's happening to you, come right, elbows right across from your body, boom, squeeze through. I'm gonna move to lat pull downs. This is another exercise that people make one of the biggest mistakes, or some of the big mistakes, you know, because like I said, it's kind of simple if you think about it. Usually people just grab the bar, you know, and then get on it, and again, rip it off. There you go, just add it, like, yeah, you know. And that's not what you want to do. You want to concentrate a little bit more than that. Also about your, you know, where your hands need to be on the bar. You know, I'm not you know, I'm under 6 foot, so I don't need to grab the bar all the way at the end. You know, right here at the corners is good for me. You know, my thing is I usually just lift my arms over my head, and wherever they are on the bar, that's where I grab the bar, because that's the most comfortable for my body to perform the exercise correctly for a long amount of time, okay? Another thing, like I said, as you can see, they rip it off and not think about keeping tension on the muscle the whole time, and that's what this is all about. Lifting is all about, is keeping tension on the muscle as long as possible to break that muscle down, so when it recovers bigger and stronger, okay? So again, you want to come down to your chin. I think the pinpoint, your chin is a good pinpoint for everyone to ascend down to where there's still tension on the muscle that you're working. Once you drop below, a lot of people like to come down to their chest. You totally drop out of it. There's no tension on my back at all. So what is that movement for? You know, lollygagging, or, you know, a little, take a breath, now let me go back, you know, but how much benefit are you getting it from? So you want to keep, like I said, tension on the muscle the whole time. So you want to bring it down to your chin, and then of course ascend all the way up and stretch as far as you can. Let it go and then come down. I have to say that, you know, for me, letting it go, you know, and somebody else might be two different things, so I better clean that up and say, you know, even when you ascend up, you know, you don't let your muscles relax. You don't come out of, you know, the exercise. So when I say let it out, you know, I mean just from bending your elbows, let your elbows out straight, but keep that tension on your lats the whole time. Also, when you're ascending down, concentrate on your elbows, not on your hands. Don't grab it from your hands and pull, because once you pull, the biceps get involved, and then the lats become the secondary muscle. So you want to grab the bar and you want to drive down with your elbows. As soon as you grab the bar and you connect with your elbows and drive them down, that lat activate automatically. You know, so that's one of the most important things for this exercise. Here we go. And then if you have problems pulling with your hands and your biceps, then just cuff it, you know. Don't put your thumbs around the bar. Keep your thumbs up near your fingers, you know, and cuffing it will help you from grabbing it hard and activating those biceps as well. Some people like to bring their body on an angle and do it. If you're tall, 6 foot and over, I definitely recommend. If not, you're gonna top out and bottom out, you know, with the weights. So like I said, I'm under 6 foot, so I don't need to lean back because I'm not worried about topping out. So I like to go straight, you know, and I like to think of bringing my elbows down and almost my triceps crushing my lats. Like my triceps right over top of my lats, and bring it down, and my triceps are crushing my lats. It comes straight down right here to your chin, got that tension, back up, straight down, crush them, and crush them. Just like, you know, stacking the pancakes and squeezing them down. That's what you want to think about, triceps and lats. Getting those triceps to crush or squeeze down that lat. Perfect angle, feel it every time. Okay guys, I want to hit on one of the body parts where I think is important for bodybuilders. When you walk out on stage from the back, there's nothing like a nice broad pair of shoulders. You know what I mean? It's kind of shadowing as well, and you see those nice capped shoulders, you know, walk and get ready to get in position. There's nothing like it if you got a nice broad pair of shoulders, you know, to impress the judges as well as the audience. You know, so in saying that, side laterals is another exercise. People miss the whole concept of it and really don't achieve those nice shoulders that they want to achieve unless they're injecting something in there to help. And that's not what we want to do. You know, we want to figure out how do we make those shoulders nice, big, and round without having to do that. And one way to do it is side laterals. But a lot of people make a mistake with side laterals. And once they get it, they position themselves and then just go into it, you know, and that's incorrect. What do you want to do? Like I always said, foot position first. You want to take the dumbbells, put them in front of you, okay? Here eliminates the fact of shrugging, you know, getting your traps involved. And that's not what we want to do. We want to isolate as much as possible. So we want to bring the dumbbells in front of us and then go up, you know? And that's important because keeping the dumbbells in front of you, you're only using your side delts. As well as you ascend up, you want your elbows up as well. You don't want to drop your elbows. You see a lot of people drop their elbows. You want the elbows up, boom. Once your elbows and the dumbbells in line with your shoulders, that's when you come down. So right here, don't overdo it. Same thing. If you overdo it, you relax the muscle. You want to keep tension on it the whole time. So you want to go up where you have the most tension, then back down, do it again, okay? This is important, and like I said, to me, is one of the best things in the world is sitting out of the audience, having that spotlight on stage, seeing somebody walk out with a nice pair of broad shoulders. Good luck, get it done, see you on stage.